Greetings and salutations. Oh, I am loud enough. It's weird. I got a new headset. And also, you know, if you're usually watching me, I've also got a new mic at this time. I've had the mic a couple of sessions now. But one of the weird things is, it's like, one, I can usually hear myself a lot clearer. And for two, I can actually hear myself now. Because it feeds back through the mic. There's a wire. So the headphones go straight into the microphone. It's also on an arm, so I can do that. So I can be silent. Yeah, you don't need to see you don't need to see my face today. Just look at the pop filter. But let's keep it over there-ish. Hey, Josh is watching. So yeah, I should be sounding a lot clearer. It's just I can usually hear myself a little bit better. So I'm just gonna turn up the sound on my side and see if that helps. It's weird. I'm slowly getting used to the sound of my own voice, I think. One second. That is so clear. You know, it sounds like there's clapping in my ear. But I mean, there is clapping in my ear. I'm clapping next to the mic that's transferring it to the headphones. The other set of headphones I had, they were sort of like my emergency backup because they're the only ones with the standard cable. Oh, that is, yeah, I can definitely hear myself. That's weird. Alright, there we go. Yeah, everything just sounds weird. It's not weird. It just sounds very clean and clear and crisp. And I'm not used to it sounding that way. But the moment I unplugged it and started talking, it's like, that's just the sound that my head makes when I talk. Anyway, enough of that stuff. Greetings and salutations, I'm Karen Russmore. I do tend to witter on a bit. Just double checking the audio levels. Yep, that's fine. And so, what do I do today? I am playing Pathfinder Kingmaker. This is session 52. Which means that by the end of this session I would have played 52 of them. That's good enough for one a week. That would mean that will be an entire year, but I'm playing twice a week, so that means it's been 6 months. Give or take. There's a couple of early days, very early days, it's like I started up the stream and then my voice unused to speaking for 6 hours a day, or 3 hours a day. At the time, because, you know, middle of a lockdown and I wasn't speaking to anybody for any length of time, gave out on me, so I had to take a week off. And then I think there was another time when I had to take a session off. Can't quite remember why that was. But yeah, I couldn't make the Pathfinder Kingmaker stream, so yeah, even with that, so it's definitely been over 6 months now. And so, let us get on with the plot. I forget what I'm doing. It's something to do with barbarians, I believe. Oh, Jamaldi. There was a battlefield. Jamaldi was there. She was telling me off for being late. I was late because I was going to sort out Tristan. And the barbarians all decided to attack me and trying to take me out with giants. And I decided, you know, it was a good place to stop because I basically, most of last session was just working on this area of the map. It was just fight after fight after fight. I'm kind of running a little low on spells. I've burnt through a few of them, but I still have a reasonable number left. So I'm going to press on. But there might be there might be a point where it's like, no, I need to stop and I need to go camp somewhere. I think I've got a bunch of camping supplies, so it'd just be a case of leaving this area and going out into the wider area and camping out there. Pipe, potions, stuff. How's everybody doing? Oh yeah, saving Amory. That's kind of what we're doing. Okay, these barbarians are actually not murdering us on sight, which is unexpected. So I had to murder everything else on my way up here. I'm taking your money because of that though. It's called combat text. Maybe engage in combat, therefore I'm taking your money.
All according to plan.
Okay, pushing it aside. I'm guessing if I decide to sneak in here, or if I came straight here, there might be a reason why I need to come around this way. Bum, bum.
That is not far.
Just expecting somebody to come and accost me. Maybe somebody with a name.
As it should be.
Huh. You find Gwart near Amrag's tent. When he notices you, he raises a hand to greet you. He unties Amory. The barbarian rises to her feet, rubbing her numb wrists and looking down in silence. Amory, are you alright? Without raising her eyes, Amory silently shakes her head. Tristan sighs heavily. I feel your grief. You should not have wasted time helping me back then, Chiron. Perhaps this tragedy could have been avoided. Amory looks up and glares unkindly at Tristan for a moment, but says nothing. Greetings, Gwart. Was your riot a success? Yes and no. Amrag is still alive, mad or not. He is still one of the strongest fighters in all of Golarion. But that's not important right now. He abandoned his army in the middle of battle. No one here will recognize him as chieftain after that. Appalling irresponsibilities. Such a person cannot be trusted with an army. So Amrag's on his own then? Not at all. There's still the entire army of our brothers and sisters back in Numeria, who are ready to obey his every word. They'd rather call us traitors than give up the dream of the great Amrag once more, leading them to glory. We can try appealing to their reason, but I fear this will be the end of a Tiger Lord splitting into two. If this will end with the Tiger Lord splitting into two tribes. Where did he go? That's the creepy part. Our Amrag spent a lot of time searching for the tomb of ancient Amrag, the hero of the past, whose incarnation he believes himself to be. I don't know if it's true, but I heard a rumor that he finally found it. He took a small squad with him. The sisters opened a portal for them, and that's the last we saw of him. I guess he's inside the tomb already, and what he's looking for there could make him terribly powerful, more powerful than any of us can imagine. Where is his tomb? Only Amrag and the sisters know. You'll have to find it on your own. We have to stop this madman. Exactly. And you should be the one to do it, because we can't stay any longer. We're retreating to Numeria before another battle with the Brevins can start. So listen carefully. Find the tomb, find Amrag, and kill him. If you don't, he'll be back soon enough with a new army, and then Rostov will fall, not to mention your barony. Farewell then. It's all I can do to stop Amrak. I hope you can talk some sense into your tribesmen. Having exchanged farewell handshakes, the Tiger Lords leave the camp. Go. I'll catch up later. Amory says, her voice hoarse. I must bury Nikla, and this useless piece of scrap too. The barbarian looks to the hilt of her broken sword in her hands, and then turns away. Go. Go, I said. Amory no longer has her sword? Well, everybody else left, so this is free pickings. Ooh. Ring of Evasion. Continually grants the wearer the ability to avoid damage if the player had an evasion ability. Whenever they makes a reflex saving throw to determine whether she takes half damage, a successful save results in no damage. It's a nice little ring. This quiver provides limitless supply of lawful cold iron arrows that give a +2 bonus to both attack and damage against Fae. I don't think we have anybody who actually uses a bow. I wonder if it works for crossbows. Where did it go? I did just pick it up. I did pick it up, right? Yeah, Ancient Hunt. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oop, no, missed the pipe.
A trivial matter.
Child of the Wind. +3 heavy shield increases wielder's speed by 10 feet. It's one of them where it's like, such a shield might be useful, but there's nobody who uses a heavy shield. I mean, Harrim might. But as we're aware, I don't really bring him out very often. Right, Jamalda's probably around somewhere. I'm gonna tear me a new one because I was late.
Here's to our savior. The barbarians are routed. Congratulations on your glorious victory.
House Sutova is currently the ruling family of Brevany and the oldest Brevik noble family and the most influential. Their original holdings of the environs of Port Ice in the North Isla on the shores of Lake of Mists and Vales.
Yes, a truly heroic deed. Believe me, I won't forget it.
You can't blame me for your defeat. I arrived as soon as I could.
What was it that kept you then?
That's enough. This is no time to argue. We won. That's the important thing. Today, the Baron proved himself not just a capable general, but also a wise ruler.
Yeah, Jamandi, I will call you out on your shit that you give me.
I would even go so far as to say this man has shown wisdom beyond his station. Not just that of a baron, but that of a true king.
Am I hearing you right? Are you ready to acknowledge him as your equal?
Well, as your equal at least, Sword Lord. So, what do you say? Can you bear the burden of the crown?
I was not expecting this outcome. I will be honored to take the crown from your hands. Allow me to pledge my eternal loyalty. I have no doubt our alliance will bear beautiful fruit. Leave your quarrels in the past. Today, rest of them, the Sword Lords need allies more than ever. You think to honor me by proposing, I take the crown from your hands. I don't require your recognition or anyone else's to be crowned. These are pretty galvanizing statements. You know, as far as I can make out, that's basically pledging yourself to Natala. That's pledging yourself to Jamandi, and that's basically going, screw you guys, I'm in control now. I mean, I'm gonna stick with Jamandi for this. You know, I did kind of leave her in the lurch a little bit, but yeah, hopefully she can get over it.
Ablar saved me from such allies. I'll deal with my enemies on my own.
Your hand hangs in the air. It seems Jamandi isn't going to shake it. Well, who is this woman? Sister of King Nolesk, one of the most influential politicians in Brevany. I mean, sure, screw it.
Oh, you can be certain of that. Alliances with House Sertova always bear plentiful fruit. The only question is, who works to grow the fruit, and who eventually gets to taste it?
Thanks for your input. I did offer you the alliance, but, you know, yeah, kind of threw me under the bus.
Well, it's time I return to what's left of my army. I wish you luck, Your Highness. There's an old proverb in our lands. Before giving orders, one must learn to take them. You've proven quite adept at the former. Let's see how you do at the latter.
Bye!
Congratulations, Your Highness. Your prior actions proved you capable of seizing power. But today is the day you proved yourself able to keep it. Go ahead and order the ceremonial vestments for your coronation. And while they're being prepared, you should finish what you started. Find the barbarian chieftain and expel the barbarians from your lands. Establish peace in the region. And take steps to ensure no magical beasts randomly appear within your lands again. Well, let me bid you farewell for now. We'll meet again at the celebration of your long-awaited and quite well-deserved coronation.
With a slight smile of farewell, Natala Sutorov ceremoniously leaves. I mean, Not quite what I was expecting. Attend the council. The lost tomb is lost because it's not easy to find. How can we locate it? Perhaps it is better to return to the capital and consult with the best minds of the barony. Myself, for example. I'm guessing that's a Lindsay talking. Yoink. Anything else left to plunder? I'll take this stuff. I'll take this stuff and that, and these. And leave. But I was not expecting to be made king anytime soon. I appreciate that this game is called Kingmaker, not Baron Maker. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it. Take a couple of days to get back to town. Potentially is a terrible idea, but I just want to get that achievement. The moment I get that achievement is the moment I can stop running into these damn things and try to avoid them. Oh look, zombies. I mean, they're slightly more powerful than traditional zombies, but still zombies all the same. Just makes them terribly easy to hit. And they're all kind enough to go after Valerie. You've not moved yet. Explode. There we go.
Should do it.
Taste my fury.
Well, I might not be good at hitting these things, but at least nobody else is. Well, they're not good at hitting me anyway. This one decided it's had enough of trying to hit somebody who's not hittable. Oh, come on.
Repent.
Just terrible rolls all around her at the moment.
Going to hurt.
Yay, more zombies have arrived. I think that's one of the things about this this particular chapter's random encounters is they appear to be receiving backups halfway through the fight. Not that I mind too much, but because they are rather easy to kill, at least. Should be another one over there.
You forced my hand. Saren Ray, be generous to them, for I...
Get rid of that one. Literally did just get rid of that one.
Let us strike as one.
Hopefully get rid of these two before long. Oh, this one's decided to come after me. Don't really want to waste everybody's abilities, because if I actually get to hit, then there's a reasonable chance I can take one down in a single round. Of course, I can whiff all 4 attacks and do nothing. Oh no, there's one. There's 2.
You right.
You're a heavy hitter, go after the other one. Really do need to get her the abilities, some abilities that are basically just allow her to do sneak attack damage. I'm not entirely sure what those abilities would be, but could certainly do with them. There we go. And everybody's wearing junk. Let us live. Double check everything's junk and go. 76 out of 100 random encounters. I think playing Fire Emblem has made me dislike newly appeared enemies getting to act the turn they appear. Yeah, I think to a certain degree it depends on where they appear. And because I've had similar issues with games where it's like, yeah, it's great. They're, you know, rather than trying to defeat 20 enemies all at once, it's 2 groups of 10, you start whittling down, and then sometimes it's annoying that they appear, immediately charge in and just shank somebody, when it's like, I didn't even, you know, especially if you're moving, so like, let's say that I moved Tristan over to a certain area because it's like, no, everything's dangerous, just put you there, start dealing with these things, and then things appear right beside Tristan, and it's like, I have no opportunity to move Tristan out of the way before they all get a turn and just murder him. In this one, in the appearing enemies for Pathfinder Kingmaker, is in that random encounter at least, and it's happened a couple of times with fire elementals and zombies and I think orcs, I'm not sure, or bandits, one of the two, is the main focus is that main corridor, and the extra bad guys are always going to appear at the sides. Now they may choose to go southwards and back up round attacking the people from behind, but at least you're aware that they're trying to move into that position. Likewise, if they're coming round up over the top, you know that that's where your heavy hitters are going to be anyway, so it's not too big of an issue. But yeah, I hate it when it's like, oh yes, bad guys have appeared and have shanked you. Because then you need to start looking at these things. Yeah, I appreciate that people waiting in the castle. How's my advisors doing? I replaced the guy. Oh no. I thought he was dead. Oh no, it's not him. Maybe that's who I got it to replace. Who are you? Can't change who you are until Jubileos is done. And Jubileos won't be done for another 6 days. To continue along my way. Yes, I would like to rest because everybody's getting awkward. Use up those rations.
If you'd remained a paladin, you would have gained many powers. You could heal wounds, banish the undead.
No offense, but the powers a deity grants in return for your service is like a cape your master doesn't need and casts aside for you. I might not be able to claim much, but I owe all my abilities to myself only. No one is going to take them away for disobeying.
Yeah, Cassil died. It's just like I can't remember who that was and how they got replaced. I mean, to be fair, they were a bit, peaceful travelers. Approach. Did I click on the evade button? I might have done. Oh, hello. It's not that. Oh no, it's a skeletal salesman again. Different map. Show me your wares. You occasionally have some interesting things. It's interesting that I can buy a dagger that's or a kukri. I'm only thinking about it because I have the improved critical, I get keening for 3 anyway. So there is a possibility of actually taking that one and it being identical to Mother's Care in stats. Adamantine half plate. What rods do we have? We've got a maximize meta magic. But Octavia doesn't have one. The extend isn't really too big of an issue. I do believe. See, I think. Oh, wait, no, I can't do that from here. Let's just get rid of junk. Because I do have an awful lot of junk. That's an awful lot of junk. Deal. And close out of this.
What's the holdup?
Go to the inventory and sort. If it's a spell she knows, and it's not in her book. Spell is available to Octavia, and it says can be used across the top because she already knows it. Therefore, if I speak to the skeletal salesman and click on Octavia and go for the spell lists, can be used by this character, not known. Can be used, not known. Can be used, not known. Can be used, not known. I just want to really... One of the advantages to the wizard that I've always liked is options. And to a certain extent, it's like... The only time you get options is basically you have a lot of spells in your spellbook. And that's only possible when you actually have scrolls to balance it out. Don't really need those. Don't really need these. And I'm making money on the deal. So deal. So now I go to the inventory. It's not put on at the bottom. Yay, fun times. Meta magic rod. And there should be a bunch of spells in here. But Octavia can now take in the spellbook. Maybe I bought some that weren't necessary? Oh, summon monster 2, 1d3 dogs, summon monster 2 wolf, okay. Let's see, Stone Fist is a first level spell. Oh, affects your unarmed strikes and do not provoke attacks of opportunity and deals 1d6 bludgeoning damage. Range is personal? Target is personal. Okay, so it attaches to your hand. To a certain degree, maybe I should have gone through all of these before. I'm buying all of those scrolls because I'm pretty sure I just bought some scrolls that I didn't need. Hey Halfsinger, how's it going? Just stocking up on spells for the wizard. Oh, hold on. There's a difference. Don't know why I'm right clicking on the ones with a red background. It's just easier to go through them all. But not really necessary. Okay, so got a bunch of new spells. I've got some level 9 spells. Where did I pick that one up? Did I just buy that? Gonna keep the Hungry Pits for now. Ice Storm, scenario effect. Octavia has a benefit when it's a direct. The class is Arcane Trickster, which means that she gets sneak attack on spells to hit, but only if it's a targeted spell like Scorching Ray, Acid Arrow. Whereas, things like Fireball, she doesn't get a sneak attack. Snake... Is my pronunciation of sneak that bad, or... I meant sneak attack. I mean, there might be spells for conjuration snake. Large elementals. Meh. Okay, I'm not saying too much that is blowing up my skirt in terms of new spells there, but it's always good to have them just in case. Hello, Great Nightmare. Taddy bye. Let's get back to town. But what if it was snake attack? Well, I mean, that could actually be an interesting thematical styling of, you know, a rogue. It's all like, you have pet snakes, and whenever you actually go to stab somebody, a snake comes coiling up your arm and jabs them with you, and that's where the sneak attack damage comes from. Entirely thematical in terms of D&D and Pathfinder, but, you know, the net effect is the same. It's actually weird. I got new headphones. They're Bose. They're really nice headphones. A friend of mine upgraded their set and said, and I was talking about getting a decent set, and it's all like, the audio quality in this is that I can barely recognize that my mic is actually feeding back to me anymore. It just sounds like the voice inside my head when I speak. The only thing is, it's slightly louder. And it's a bit surreal. Druids have noticed one of the settlements is poorly located. It creates an obstacle to the natural flow of energy in the region. Success. And guided the High Priest, altered the landscape surrounding the settlement and its architecture. It already promises a better harvest. Yay! Go me. Or us. Success, it's unclear where anyone actually cursed Hanvakis, and even so, it must have been a very old familial curse. So old that all traces of original magic have long faded in time. Still, the research has increased our understanding of arcane and divine magic. We have acquired a deeper understanding in the nature of curses. Can anybody do redemption? You can do redemption. Go do redemption. Jod could also do that one. Jod can only do that one. So many people who need freaking work doing. Tartuk. Which is only Octavia. So go do that. The only problem with this audio quality is not like I can hear me rattling my fingers on my keyboard so much clearer now. And just, you know, if I accidentally knock over something, that is loud in my ears. I don't know how bad that comes across over Twitch, but it's like I'm very now paranoid about not knocking anything over, not, you know, because I'll often do this. I'll often rub my fingers against the keyboard. Absolutely no reason, it's just soothing for my fingers, but now that I know that it's so loud, it's like, should I be doing that when I'm streaming? You gonna be streaming later, Halfsinger? I think you usually stream on Tuesdays, yes? Imagine that, King. You know, I always believed in you. You keep it up and who knows, in a couple of years you might even become an emperor. Yes, what's your stream about today? I know that you've pretty much, I'm trying out, oh, you're gaming. I sound shocked because Halfsinger recently switched more over to a D&D focused, or role-playing game focused tabletop stream, and pretty much removed most of the gaming from her schedule. Very fascinating. It's lovely just being able to sit and theatercraft with like-minded people. But yeah, so, you know, taking a bit of a time out just to try out the Baldur's Gate now that Baldur's Gate 3, they've introduced the Druid class within the last week or so. So yeah, cool. I might come check it out. I might sort of like just lurk. One of the things is I kind of want to play Baldur's Gate completely without knowing anything about what's going on. When I actually get around to streaming, and it's one of them where it's like so difficult to avoid spoilers. It's all like I know that it's something to do with mind flayers, but at the same token, they're a fairly iconic race. They can be slipped into just about any campaign, and I don't really know the real meat of the campaign, so touch wood, not much more gets spoiled for me, but at the same token, it's like, how long can I last before somebody just turns around and goes, oh, you remember when you do this in Baldur's Gate 3? And it's like, no, because I've not played it yet. To a certain degree, I don't even think they've finished the actual plot of Baldur's Gate 3. It's mainly just the first chapter, but I don't know how many chapters there are. You may even become Emperor. But Amrag, he and those creepy sisters barely managed to find the tomb. How are we going to find it? I mean, I suppose I have a bit of an idea, but I'm not sure. I'm afraid to ask about your warning, which I am only just noticing now. Oh yeah, that's a little bit old. It basically came out I started posting that when the warning was sort of like there because a friend who regularly watches my streams, he's not played Cyberpunk 2077 yet and doesn't want being spoiled on it. But I don't actually think he's around at the moment. But at the same token, he might watch this on the VODs, so I kind of... If you want to talk about Cyberpunk 2077, come to my Monday streams, and we can talk about it all day. It was just more, at the time, I was sort of like paranoid somebody was basically going to be coming in and saying, oh, I saw your stream on the Mondays, blah, 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 and it's like, okay, thanks for completely spoiling the plot for me and everybody else in chat. But yeah, it's one of them, trying to keep everything of my interests separate, especially for people who come in and who aren't interested or are interested but don't want to know about it. What do you mean how? The same we always do. We pack our things and go find it. The tomb is well hidden. Over centuries, no one but Amrag has found it. And it took him forever. If we go wandering around without a clue, we could still be looking till the end of time. Before we need some leads. What's this idea of yours? Go ahead and share it. It can't hurt. Remember that forsaken dwarf fortress where the sisters hold up? There's a huge library there, hundreds of ancient books, maybe thousands. I bet there's something about Amrag's tomb in there somewhere. But who's going to read through it all? You need to hire a whole army of scholars. We could ask the Tiger Lords. Sorry, but that's a dead end. I've already chatted them up a bit, and they know about the same as we do. The tomb is somewhere in the Glenibon uplands. And Glenibon is, well, big. Like, really big. I have scouts we could send to the Glenibon uplands. They can scour out the location for us. Seriously? You have your own scouts? Well, I don't know why I'm so surprised. You're supposed to be a king. Find them, let them search. I will give the orders. Let's do it then. Let's find the tomb. If we have to hurry, who knows what Amrag might do, given enough time there. Oh, hello. A dismal silence hangs in the hall as a figure of a new visitor appears at the door. He is taller than anyone else present and seems to be made of subtle folds and sharp angles, from his metal mask to his scarlet cape. He literally reeks of evil, cold, calculating, unrelenting. Greetings to the ruler of this land. An expressive male voice carries across the hall. The visitor bows politely. I have come from afar to discuss matters of considerable importance, and I hope for a civilized conversation. Let me introduce myself. I am called the Forefather, and I serve the illustrious Queen Matahala. I am a devil. Shazbot. I would like to really know what's going on, but my character's lawful good, so I must click this button no matter how much I want to know what's going on. Guards, to arms. If you think I'm going to give you audience, Hellspawn, you are mistaken. The devil doesn't move, paying no attention to the guards' bared swords. I wish to warn you against an unforgivable mistake. If you take out your righteous anger on this Hellspawn, then you will doom to death an innocent soul, or a few. Now will you let me speak? Fine, speak, but don't think you can trick me. The devil lowers his head. Very well. I always believed that order and civility make it possible even for those whose moral views are different as yours and mine, to reach agreement. And this is why I'm here, paying you an official visit. The devil makes a few gestures and says something indistinguishable. Both he and you seem to have been enclosed in an invisible ring. The outside world shines through dimly. Its sounds are barely audible. A modest precaution. Others should not hear what I have to say. I have news from someone you know, young Kar and Kaliki. One of them is in great danger, and they both share a single fate. They must have told you by now of a soul eater who killed Kainra. I should imagine that by disclosing their secret and true names to you, the poor children deprived Kenra of protection from this deadly foe. The Soul Eater has picked up on her scent, and will soon be here. You will need my help to deal with it. God damn it. What's your interest in Kainra and Kaliki? My interest in those lost children is special. I would even say familial. It's my blood that runs through their veins. A long time ago, I gave a night of passion to a young follower of Mahatala's cult. It's a word and a half. Her soul has writhed in agony of the flames of hell for many ages, and yet I still feel vague joy when I see the offspring of our alliance walking the sunlit lands of Quadera. I am their forefather, and not only by name. So what's so special about this Soul Eater? I've killed worse beasts before. This Soul Eater is more ancient and far stronger and more evil than any others like it. It will know Kainra's name, and will follow her relentlessly. If you refuse my help, both you and the girls will have to remain close guard, day and night, waiting for it to appear, to attack. And believe me, the devil seems to chuckle. Even so, you will not be prepared when it strikes. What do you suggest? I can lure the Soul Eater to appear at the right time and place. I even know a way to be rid of it once and for all, without any fuss. If you are willing, Then come with Kaliki to the barns at the southern border of the Canelands. It must be Kaliki. We cannot risk her sister being found. We will meet there and resolve the matter once and for all. God damn it. Fine, I will come to the agreed place. The devil makes a half bow. I enjoy dealing with reasonable and civilized mortals. So long. I hate dealing with devils. And why didn't he just do that to get in through the door rather than all the walking? I don't know. Shazbot. That's Lindsay, that's the unexpected visitor. That's... to find any hints. Curses. Ugh, so much to do.
In due time.
Do I have anything worse? Need more junk before we'll be able to stitch things together. Weird, I don't know if this is just different music because the chapters have changed, or if it's a case that I can now actually hear some of the undertones in the music. But this music does not sound familiar. A Ring of Evasion, I need to give that to somebody. That's an interesting number. I need to actually go for people's inventories. You were going to get benched. Oh no, oh god. I'm gonna have to take you out again. But you're probably gonna have to make an appearance. Anyway. The Reaper's Vest. Light studded, +3 enchantment. It's where grants its wearer an additional +3 dodge bonus to AC against shaken opponents' attacks. I mean, it's one higher AC most of the time, and all I need to do is figure out how to make people shaken. Bewildering, hampering, disorientated, coup de grace. I wonder if there's a way of making things shaken. Harem takes a shield, I believe. Oh, Blade Guard is +3/+3 against melee attacks. It's a +3 and grants the user 10 more feet of speed, which might be useful, seeing as though you don't get a penalty. But that's a +6 against melee attacks, and that's only a +3. Is there anybody else who uses a shield? There isn't really. Seems weird not seeing a sword on the back. Yeah. Out of all the people, there's two people who use shields. I mean, I suppose I could be three, and I could spec certain people differently. I mean, I suppose maybe Tristan? Nope, Tristan can't use a shield. Flimsy can use a shield. Be a terrible idea, but she could. It's one of them that I might keep hold of. Here, I have a composite longbow +1. I don't know why you don't have any of the bows. Savage. Which is a composite +1. Then grants its wielder the ability to cast Falcon spell 3 times per day, as per first druid level for a minute each time. The wielder assumes the aspect of a Falcon. Gains +3 competence bonus to perception checks, +1 competence bonus to attack rolls with ranged weapons, and the critical multiplier for their bows and crossbows becomes 19 through 20 by 3. So it's exactly the same bow in terms of damage, but it also has the ability to do everything that I just described for a minute. It's not a bad shout if I do need it. Speed Javelin, Child of the Wind. Is it a lesser form of Frightened? I assume Kinesis needs a free hand to be a spellcaster. The Kinesicist, I don't know. I mean, can wield the crossbow. Just doesn't allow for me to equip the shield. Might be able to wield smaller shields. I'm really not sure how all the feats and class abilities work for Pathfinder. That's the same level of armor, isn't it? You know, no need for trickery on Lindsay. You could wear the armor, but it's probably a terrible idea because it's got an arcane spell failure chance. What do you wear? You're wearing a +5. Oh, you're wearing a 5. With no bonus. Here, have a vest of 100 pockets. Why not? You've got thievery, don't you? I have a terrible feeling that I should give you some kind of weapon, just in case. There, have a speed javelin. +3. What does the speed do? When making a full attack, the wielder of the speed weapon gets to make 1 extra attack with it. The attack uses the wielder's full base attack bonus plus any modifiers appropriate to the situation. This benefit is not cumulative, with similar effects such as a haste. Well, fair enough. Right, I think the rest of the stuff can be sold. Do. Oh, the Ring of Evasion. I was going to give that to somebody. Deal. Inventory. There's no point in giving it to me because I already have Evasion. Reflex 13, 15, 6. I mean, +1 luck bonus on any saving throws. So that would take it down to an 18 and a 12. But if they make the saving throw, for a reflex saving throw, the damage will get halved. As opposed to... Oh no, it'll get negated as opposed to halved. Which I feel is a fairly big boon. I mean, I feel it looks a little weird after all this time of wearing the helmet and wearing the backpack. So now we've got a +1 ring of luck, which is luck to saving throws, which I've already got. Channel energy twice per day, that's useful. +2 AC is useful. Just swapped out your rings. What are you wearing? Luck ring. You can have a luck ring. What's that? Oh, Wand of Vampiric Touch. Where did I put the ring? There it is. Alright, sort that again. Close that up. And away we go. Where am I going? That is a good question. Not entirely sure. What am I doing? Why am I charging towards the exit? Oh, that was it! Doing Kaliki's thing. Yeah, let's take these people. My memory's shocking. It's like running towards the door and it's like, I know that I'm leaving for a reason, I just can't remember why, and it's been not even an hour since I've found out that Kaliki's life is in danger, apparently. Southern Barons. Requires Kaliki. I can't change you from this screen. You should be on silence. Go to sleep. There we go. So I need to get close to there. I can pop into this area. When in doubt, save. Usually good advice. Right, let's level you up. Just in case it's all I get there and your form is brought out against our wishes. There's nothing in the recommended. I'm not really interested in trying to figure out this dark kineticist. Not really going to be using her that much. Because even if I do need to bring out Kaliki, I'll usually bring... Or if I'm usually going to bring her out, it usually is Kaliki, not as... Well, that's annoying. Oh no, there we go. I've even forgot a name. Flame Shield, sure, why not? What is her name? You'd think somewhere on the screen it would tell me her name. Really doesn't tell me anyway. Kainra? Kainra, that's it. Kinesis Blast. And let's take the Foxfire Infusion. It sounds like fun. Another level up. Put it in Dex. And Kinetic Restoration. Sure, why not? Right, switch over to Kaliki. And then head over to where we're supposed to be. Just in case there's anybody new in the chat, currently playing Pathfinder Kingmaker. I appreciate that the latest Pathfinder game is going to be out. It's already in beta. I can go there, but the path isn't known. But I don't own it on the beta. I prefer to wait until they've completed games before getting involved. Currently playing, this is my first time through this, and currently in a chapter of the Twice-Born Warlord. Nightbot will occasionally tell you about my YouTube channel, where I've got all of my sessions just about copied over to my YouTube and in one long playlist, so if anybody wants to go over there and check out every mistake that I've made to get here, you can do. Trust me, there's a lot of mistakes. Ooh. You! Kaliki folds her arms on her chest and glares at the devil. How rude, girl. The forefather doesn't seem insulted. I thought you were old enough to understand what little meaning there was to such labels as good and evil. Didn't the evil devil help you and your sister? Didn't the followers of good goddess despise you? Anyway, now is not the time for long conversations. I promised you a chance to get rid of the Soul Eater once and for all, without any fuss. That time is now. The devil makes a sweeping gesture forward. What's that noise, Nayo? Are you trying to annoy me by pounding rocks with your pot? I'm not doing anything. But I can hear it. Watch out. The sweet teeth, no, no! Why so upset, my dear? I use my masteries of illusions to fool the slow-witted Soul Eater. It will get its victims, 3 of them in fact, and it will believe that it captured and killed Kainra, and then it will leave you and your problem solved. Kaliki looks at you, eyes filled with desperation. Please, Karun, you have to save him. What if, we summon Kainra? The creature will be drawn to her, and we'll be able to kill it, but then my sister... Oh, Nethys, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Follow your heart, of course. Isn't that the sort of trite wisdom you all love to repeat? I can't put the lives of Sweet Teeth above Kainra's, or vice versa. Let it be decided by combat. May, come what may. Alright then, let's hurry. Okay. Do something.
I'm not afraid.
Don't like how far forward I am. Aiming for June release over 100 to get into the beta. Yeah, I mean, that's one of my disagreements with, you know, it's one of the reasons why I can't justify it to myself paying to be in a beta. It's all like, I don't have that drive, as it were, to get into the beta. I thought I asked you to switch. Yeah, switch.
You deserved it.
mean, the Soul Eater doesn't look all that dangerous. Maybe to everybody else.
Taste my fury.
Hello, over here. Jesus.
This is for you.
You know, I appreciate that people want to play the game first and are willing to pay for it, so I don't begrudge Owlcat Games for charging so much for getting into the beta. Because, you know, it's quite literally paying for the ability to play the game first before anybody else. It's just, for me, it's all like, I've got a lot of video games, many of which I've not come anywhere near close to completing. And so, when it comes to choosing something to play, there's always something, and it all can always be something of a completed game. Now, if we could just heat it, if we could just hit it once, that'd be great. I mean, slightly harder than that, but okay. It's a start. Tristan, you're actually our best hope to hit this thing. You have blind fighting. So yeah, for me, I backed it at Kickstarter because it's like, you know, I am interested in getting the game once it's completed. And Owlcat Studios, I think, is still a relatively new studio. Owlcat Games is a relatively new studio, so I figured it's worth the support at the Kickstarter level. You know, think a few years ago when Kickstarter really did start off doing things. Wrong bleeding buttons.
I'll fight if I have to.
Yeah, when Kickstarter started up and video game developers started using it for gathering of funds, that's always a pleasant sign. Yay, more Soul Eaters! Alright, I do believe it's time to stop messing around here. Let's sing a song. Oh. There goes my brains. Octavia, move back a little bit and let's light them up. It's slightly easier to hit at least. There's too many allies in the way over there. Ooh, there we go. I can get 3 of them. Very little damage to myself. But yeah, as I was saying, it's like when developers started using Kickstarter for gathering funds, which makes sense. It's like, you know, you have an idea, you're not quite sure if it'll pay off. Use Kickstarter, try and sell the idea to other people, and if they like the idea, they give you money towards the development of it. Sounds like a plan. But then I think it was Ubisoft, or it might have been EA. decided to use Kickstarter as an option, and it was like, why would I pay EA? You know, it's like,
So it's come to this.
especially since I don't think it was any particular, you know, I'm not sure if it was one of their tried and tested. Don't begrudge them charging for it, especially when you think how much an early leaked copy of an unreleased game can go for. Yeah, and I suppose there is some degree of, so like, if they charge for betas, then it's not like, if it did get leaked, that anybody has the upper hand. I mean, it nearly, stuff like that nearly crippled Assassin's Creed on the PC. The unencrypted, protected version of the Assassin's Creed went to the producers, of the mass producers, to be burnt to disk, and somebody got hold of that before it was encrypted up and got it onto the sort of like torrent sharing sites. And because of that move, Ubisoft investigated what had happened and how it got released in such a way without it actually being out there, and it delayed Assassin's Creed on the PC for the better part of a year. And by that point, you know, anybody who wanted to play Assassin's Creed on a PC was just downloading it from torrent sites. Never mind paying, you know, for a leaked copy or anything. It was just like, no, it's... I'm glad that Ubisoft eventually came around and released it on the PC, albeit a year late, and they've continued to release the Assassin's Creed games on the PC, but it was a bit touch and go there, especially. The sweet teeth. No. Kaliki drops to her knees and buries her face in her hands. Her shoulders are shaking with sobs. The surviving sweet teeth are clinging to each other, hesitating to come close. Finally, Kaliki stands up, her face pale, and she looks at rage at the forefather. You and your plots. What plots, silly child? I only saved your sister. Do you really not give her a moment's thought? Kaliki grows even more pale. You are right in a way. Kainrar is unlikely to blame you for this evil. Why did everything have to happen this way? Kainrar died because of me, and now my friends have suffered because of her decision to get involved with you. I can't carry this burden anymore. I'd rather just fall asleep and never wake up. Hey, what happened? Is it just me, or did Kaliki summon me like it's the end? We need to pay off all our debts. Ah, I understand, I do. There really are two of them. How could we have missed it? Nothing special happened. The forefather helped save you from the Soul Eater by feeding the sweet teeth to it instead. We sacrificed Kaliki's friends for your safety, but it didn't make her happy. Of course, if you let her, she'd nurse every scraggy cat and lame bird that crossed her path, and it won't matter who else had to suffer for it. That's my girl. I'm glad to see such practicality in my offspring, and I will be even happier when I've spared you such the strictures imposed upon you by a certain divine power. A quick succession of thoughts flashed through Kainra's eyes. So that's what this is all about. Obviously, it would be madness and short-sighted to argue with the Herald of Nethys himself. You hear a chuckle from the Iron Mask. But it would be pathetic to do nothing. You see, girl, and you, Chiron. My offspring is a valuable investment in this world, and I wish to secure my interests. For ages I've reaped souls like a sickle reaps grain, turning even the most loyal followers from their service to the almighty gods. And I imagine that all-seeing Nethys decided to make a joke of me, and by taking the 2 souls that are mine by right. But everything will work out just fine. Soon enough, will reclaim what's been taken from me. We are not your property. In your case, the matter must still be discussed, but in Kainra's case, the situation is quite clear. She made a contract with me for a lifetime of service, and she's the only one who thinks a formal death followed by any resurrection can spare her from... And she's the only one who thinks a formal death followed by a resurrection can spare her from her contract. But in any case, it's not up to you to decide your fate. Why did you plot all of this, Forefather? What's in it? What's in all of this for you? To secure a valuable investment, of course. The mindless monster from Abaddon in hunting Kainra was standing in my way, and I had to get rid of it. But there's more, of course. What kind of devil makes plans without some sinister ulterior motive? I cannot hope to oppose Nethys, who has taken my girls under his wing, but I can drive them back to break their god's conditions, and thus lose his patronage. And I have succeeded. First I lured them into this land with the disk of the eclipse. Then I made them reveal themselves to everyone present. Kaliki just couldn't stay and watch her precious sweet teeth die, could she? To protect them, she only needed to bring Kainra, right before everyone's eyes. In any case, their vow of secrecy has been broken. Now we only need deal with the second condition, and then I may receive what's been taken from me. Whatever it is you're planning, I'll protect Kainra and Kaliki. Of course, you're welcome to try, but I don't recommend meddling in games of devils and gods. I've made my move, and now I shall wait. Soon enough, the game will continue. There's nothing but trouble waiting for us at home. It's not much better here. I want to go somewhere far away. I hope our elder will forgives us. Alright then. It's time to blow this popsicle stand. Just gonna take these things from the dead guy. It's a bit chilly in here. Right, I do believe... Well, I need to go talk to the twins alone. Deal with Amrag, reach out, attend the council, reach Amrag's tomb. I think for the moment I'm mainly on dealing with matters of the state. I've just realized I could do with Tristan taking a look at my wisdom.
Why don't we set up camp?
I respect useful books, but who needs shallow stories? Fables about a knight who slew a dragon won't help you to meet a dragon in real life.
Then they'll write books about me, Lindsay the Dragon Slayer. Or no, More like Lindsay, who was not afraid to challenge a dragon and get heroically eaten in her prime. Sounds good, huh?
See, that's the other thing about rations. I know that we've had this discussion in the past where it's like, you know, camping supplies and rations. So, like, if you don't carry them around, then you need to go hunting. They're £10 a pop. Now, if you don't have them, you can just hunt for them. I can understand, you know, the whole camping supplies part of it. It's like, you know, it includes maybe a bedroll, a cheap tent that falls down the first time you use it, a pan to cook the meal in, and the rest of the stuff. And then the food on top, coming to a grand total of £10. But the reusable things you don't reuse, you just throw away when they're done. And then if you don't actually have any camping supplies and rations, you can just hunt for food. And find a plate and a knife and a fork and everything else that would be covered under the camping supplies bracket. I know it's an old argument that I've brought up before, but it just struck me then. It's like, oh yeah, I've just managed to go out and hunt for 3 sets of rations while using up rations. And it's like, but wait, that just basically means that I didn't need to use the pots and the pans, and we're actually eating like £10 worth of food every time we rest. Mine has disappeared. Kaliki's has disappeared. Why am I now here? I do not know. During the game, you'll meet friendly kayaks named Jod and Kraken and Evasion, who can heal and resurrect your companions for a fee. Alright, never heard of the other two. Town Square. Can't remember where Kaliki and Kainra live, but let's go talk to them. Map. And in we go. Hello, I'm just breaking into your home. I don't care. Kinra mumbles something with an independent air and then chuckles. Some story, isn't it? We need to discuss what happened. I'm surprised, between everything that's going on in your land, you find interest in such a trifle as the devil's plot and the family troubles of 2 lowly tieflings. Did you understand what the forefather was trying to achieve? He explained everything with his devilish dedication to details. He considers his offspring a valuable investment. And me, well, I'm his property, and my death didn't annul the contract. But I suspect he has another motive. You know, Daimia Vigors, like the forefather, live for one thing: twisting the souls of believers in other deities and bringing them under the reign of Asmodeus. Hell does not forgive mistakes, and the forefather was well regarded there, but his valuable investments slipped in his grasp, and to be rescued by another deity. That must be unbearable for him, and he will do anything it takes to take us back. Or me, at least. I'm surprised you and Kaliki didn't get into a fight. We can't. Thanks to Nephis, it was a wise decision dividing us with a time plane wall. But seriously, the Forefather is as devious as they come. He found a way to trick us both. But everything turned out alright in the end, I suppose. What can we do? I'd say we should figure out how to stop the Forefather from carrying out his plan. He's stronger than you or I. It's only Nephis' power that keeps him at bay, for now. Only someone with a death wish would stand against a deity, or his herald. But for now, all we can do is wait. I need to talk to your sister. Of course, but cheer her up, would you? She must be all worked up, and she's been through so much. After everything that happened in the Caneland Barrens, Kaliki has kept to herself while acting as if nothing happened. This time she greets you with an almost pointed nonchalance. Hello, welcome. How are you? Kaliki gives you a grateful smile, touched with sadness. It's been a difficult time for me. Thank you for asking. Did you understand what the Forefather was trying to achieve? Oh yes, he couldn't help but explain everything in great detail. The patronage that Nephis gave us weighs heavily upon him. But despite all his might, the Forefather believes in rules. He imagines that if he forces us to break the deity's conditions, Nephis will turn away from us. Perhaps he's right. But in spite of everything, I am grateful for the taste of freedom I received. I've had enough of pretending. I want to bear my true name and not have to lie about everything all the time. I'm sorry we couldn't save everyone. Like songs with missing verses, whatever you do, they'll never sound the same. But I understand why you made this decision. It would be unfair to my sister to use her as bait for the monster. But I can't even think of letting the Forefather feed the sweet teeth to the beast. We tried to help everyone without making any sacrifices, or putting anyone's life above the others. Something in me rises against this decision, but the more I think about it, the more I see the wisdom in it. What can we do now? I'm afraid all we can do is wait. The devil promised it's not yet the end, and he'll make us break Nephis' other condition. I wish I knew how he was going to do that, because that means Kenrith and I will meet again. Kaliki swings her tail nervously. I have to go, so long. I cannot remember what the other condition is. If anyone would like to remind me in all of these conversations, would be appreciated. No? No? Okay. Right, time to go to the throne room and deal with management. Ugh. In I go. Right, I don't have any pressing issues at the moment, which is a good thing. But do I have anything I can achieve in this? Trade agreement with Galt. Neither... Oh, Lindsay can do something. Speculation allows the cunning and experience to turn a profit even during times of strife. Brings in up to 2 BP per week at times of unrest. The worse the unrest, the more BP this agreement provides. I mean, we're only at worried. 3 PP each time the Grand Diplomat, which is Lindsay, successfully resolves the situation. Costs 65 BP. Might as well deal with it. Support the Grand Diplomat. Trade agreement with Galt. Trade agreement with Tax. Trade agreement with Sutrova. Everybody's now busy, I believe. Right, who's going to be free first? It's going to be trade agreement with Galton. By abolishing all trade tariffs on imported goods from Galton, we forego all immediate profits. However, this will provide a solid foundation for a stable long-term growth. +5 to economy. Skip a day. Skip a day. The agreement has been signed. Right, no new events. It's far too expensive for my taste. That I can't actually do. Oh no, here we go. Let's get the economy up. Wait for terrible things to occur. It's a catastrophe. The entire region's grain harvest. Failure and everything goes down, apart from loyalty. Khalid Scouts. Success, +3. Redemption. The people advises people made sure that not a single coin was stolen or wasted. The people greatly appreciated the much needed gold, as well as the fact that the money wasn't embezzled by the government. Oh, good. Von Hold militia is done. Improved diplomacy is done. Strengthen Morgan's skills as a treasurer. Arrears. The peasants in your region flatly refused to pay their taxes. This year, spring came late, and last year's harvest was poor. They barely have enough food for themselves. The citizens of neighbouring regions are watching the situation closely. Who should we put in charge of handling it? I mean, for the greatest chance of success, which is not great. Jesus. I mean, Julius could go with a 55% chance. Lindsay with a 31% chance. Tristan with a 45%. I'm not really wanting to send Julius there, because he's not a very nice person. If we purchase some BP to get this one started. There we go. Right. This is a problem with San Tristan. There we go. Jod, can you take... That's expensive. How much did that just cost me? 28,000, and I barely noticed it calm off my total funds. Right, Jod, go deal with that. 250 for this one. Was it they couldn't be together? It might be they couldn't be together. It just... It's just one of them where it's like the fact that Kaliki and Kainra can't exist at the same point in time kind of means it's impossible for them to meet together. Is he your treasurer? Jubiliost. Jubiliost is my treasurer, I believe. Right, go start that. Support the Grand Diplomat. That'll take relations up to a level 2. Trade agreement. Don't want to do that with Jubilee or Lindsay at the moment. So let us level up. It'll take 14 days and everybody else is busy as it's done. Oh wait, no. Oh, that's ranking up community to 3. Alright, let's deal with this one. Relations reaches rank 3. More events. Khalid Scouts. You're not very good at that, are you? But he's busy doing something else. Oh well. They're all in this together. A strange theory spreading through the capital. The Baron is secretly a lycanthrope. During the day he pretends to be a gracious ruler. At night he roams the city in the shape of a wolf, devouring children. I mean, that's mildly amusing, but totally... Oof. Trade agreement with Galt. Personally, I don't train people skills for roles they are not in. I thought... Oh, yeah. Magar's skills... So who's Magar? Who is Magar? I can't actually see. Is that Magar? I'm guessing that's Magar. The thing is, I'm training them up in skills because it's something to do. Oh, hello. Didn't really add somebody here. The half-elf is clearly embarrassed to be in the palace. He shuffles his feet and bows shyly. Greetings, Your Grace. I have brought you something. Cheryl bows and hands you a bundle. Leviathan's gift. I need something from you. Just tell me what you need. I'll take care of it. Yeah, I didn't realize that Magar Vaughn joined my council though. That's where I'm confused. And it's more of the case I can't actually remember which little icon's his. I mean, new clothes is going to be leather armors. Yeah. As a tailor, you should know what's best and missing from my... You would look irresistible in clothing I'll make for you. Oh, and about Morhalan. I reported his crimes to the guard. However, someone must have warned him. He escaped. He has eyes and ears everywhere. I'm afraid your personal warden is the only one who can find him. I pray to Torag not to let any make it. I pray to Torag not to let him make it more mischief before the guards find him. I pray that you don't let him go unpunished. Great stuff. More work to be doing. Kimo bows awkwardly, a broad smile dancing on his lips. It's ready. I brought you something. Thank you, Kimo. Could you make something specific for me? Of course. Why not? With pleasure. But what exactly? Fighting spear nobody uses. I mean, I could try for a bow. Let's try for a bow. I don't really use much else. I almost forgot. Please come talk to me. I have something to ask you. Something personal. As red as a lobster, Kimo leaves the throne room. Alright. Thanks for explaining. Pretty sure I was supposed to meet Mim Wobbleganger at some point. Greetings. The trade in your barony is so lively, I'm literally overflowing with commissions. It's splendid. The more interesting the challenge, the better. Finally, I've laboured long on a special present for you. Your Grace, Mim is the best, isn't she? Don't get a choice with you, that's not too bad. Who are you? Eileen. Good day to you, Baron. Travellers from other lands often visit the capital, and your subjects have made many contacts in foreign lands as well. I've managed to acquire some particular curious from one of my new acquaintance. Here's my latest trophy, a gift for my favourite customer. Wand of Core Lightning, not bad. Probably never going to use it. Right, what did I get? The Leviathan's Gift. This robe grants the wearer the ability to cast up to 6 spells per day as that are maximized as though using the maximized spell feat. It can affect 6 level or lower. All variable numerical effects. See, that's kind of like the maximize rod. But it's 6 per day rather than 3. And it just replaces the Robes of a True Master, which is plus 5 AC deflection bonus, spell resistance 18, plus 4 resistance saving throws to all of them, and plus 2 bonus to spell penetration. I mean, if you could almost guarantee that you're not going to get hit by anything, you could go for the Leviathan's Gift. But it'd be damn difficult to ensure. The Power Stone. This ring grants the wearer a plus 4 enhancement bonus to strength, and the ability to cast Ball Strength 3 times per day as per the 3rd level wizard. That's interesting because you're not wearing... I know it's a belt, isn't it? And you are wearing a belt. It's plus 4 belt of perfection. Is there anybody who wears a belt that isn't great? I mean, I could wear the ring. And get my strength up a little. Doesn't do anything for me though. Apart from lower my AC. Physical might plus 4, strength again. Here, Harem, have a ring. Just in case I need you at any point. Oh. I mean, I suppose I could go out and deal with the other things going on. Other... hunting for Morlan. I want to send Tristan out after that one. We're all in this together. I could do with sending Tristan out on that one. How many days? First of Gourds. Tristan is not going to be ready for in time. So I'm gonna have to send Valerie with absolutely no chance to do it. Yay! Right. I forgot that Arlene wanted to talk to me. A bloody craft. Oh, arrest him within a number of days. Well, I won't leave it 120 days. As soon as the most useful person does it. 94 days. Add regions. Unlock all 10 posts. Oh yeah, there's the espionage post that I've not yet gotten. Right. Let's go out and visit my crafters. If only I can remember where they all are. Hey Anne-Marie, you're back in rotation. I have missed Anne-Marie a little. Right. Oh god, where is everybody? That's the first question. I think one of them's over here. I do wish it would tell you as a bit of a reminder as to where everybody is. Well, enemies spotted. Hooray for goblins! Let's see if it is goblins. That is not a goblin. Right. And let us leave. Bum 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 bum. But yeah, just a little bit of a hint as to where all your traders are when it's like, yes. You know, Chemo asked you to pay him a visit and talk about something in private. Oh, he's from the North Nile Marches. Ah. Okay, this one doesn't tell you anything. I'm guessing that's an all of Nile Marches. I think Harley is in Lake Silverstep. Silvershire, that's what we called it. Silvershire. I'm curious, one of the things that I've found semi-interesting about this game is the incorporation of the kingdom side of things. Your Grace, traders. Usually, nope, this is Mim. Do you want me for anything? You mentioned I could grant you 3 wishes to help you create your masterpiece. Ah yes, it's true. You've granted my first wish. As to the second, they say that the ink is the blood of science. In this case, alcohol is the blood of creation. I don't mean any ordinary tavern booze. I need something delicate, rare, like berry wine from Cronin. Or even, oh lord, elven absinthe. She slaps her head and freezes for a second and starts speaking faster and faster and waving her hands in excitement. Why, of course, why didn't I think of that? Elves! If they're so close to nature, to be one with nature, that's a unity I'm looking for. Bring me a bottle, if you please, of either, if it will fill my restless creative spirit. Yeah, just one gulp, and then I will pierce the abyss of existence with a stare, sink down to the bottom of my very soul, and finally comprehend what the hell I've been trying to drag from it into this world. I don't get how an alcoholic beverage will help you find inspiration? In that case, you know nothing about the work of an artisan, Your Grace. But no matter, everyone has their own calling. Who taught you gold work? Yeah, that'd be a good way of achieving it. It's like renaming the towns for the hint of the artisans. Mim lives here. My father was a successful watchmaker. His shop supplies the richest families of Brevany. When I grew up, it was time to teach me. He decided to move from simple to complicated. To start with the shell, then move on to the mechanisms. I learned how to make a gold chain, how to cast a perfectly smooth case, how to etch and ornate and encrust with jewels, and entirely lost interest in springs and gears. How did you learn how to make magical items? Father insisted. Once he realised I wasn't going to work with mechanisms, he said I needed to have at least some practical skill, and arranged for my apprenticeship with his old client, a grumpy old professor of transmutation. I pouted for a long time, but now I'm grateful. That knowledge has actually come quite useful. Yeah. I see, can we talk about something else? Why did you decide to move here from Rostov? I didn't decide any such thing. I realised all my hair was going grey from boredom if I spent one more day in Rostov's mud. I explained to my father, packed my things, and struck off over the hills and far away. I stopped here mostly because of the scenery, and the tall levees are the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I wish I could climb Talon Peak, but I can't seem to find the time. And when I do get a free day, the weather's always bad. Isn't it difficult for a master craftsman from the capital to get used to living in the country? Do you mean getting used to fresh air and clean water, or simply to wear simple, comfortable clothes every day and forgetting about makeup? What about not having to watch out for stinky horse piles and puddles wherever you step? Oh yes, it's tough out here. Do you have enough customers here? Thank you for asking, but your orders are quite enough for me. I'm an artist, not a craftsman. I don't feel the slightest desire to drudge over tasteless trinkets for the wives and merchants and elderly pleasure seekers. Besides, they won't be able to afford my finest creations anyway. I have to go. But yeah, with the hint reminder that you can turn off the kingdom management, it's like... If you turn off the kingdom management, I'm guessing that it strips out the entire kingdom section of the game. It just automatically happens, but... At some point, it's like, I need to achieve... Ah, okay. That's where the alcohol is going to be. It's early on in the game, between one of the chapters, it's like you need to research into this, and you need to wait for the curse to happen. Do you just basically go to your keep and just keep on clicking skip day, or clicking on the bed to skip through the days? I don't know. Be curious to find out. Right, traders are over here somewhere. Bum 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 bum. Villager.
Follow my lead.
Guessing there's going to be somebody called a trader, or... Do you trade? Nope. Do you trade? I see you as. Probably not going to be in this little lot. No. close that and speak to you. Your suspicions about either weren't unfounded. He wasn't some dragon's messenger. He was a werewolf. A werewolf? So that's who... The trader cuts himself short and spits. I hope you killed the beast. No, I let him live. That was a short-sighted decision. Your Grace. I'll come another time. Farewell. You don't seem to have what I need right now. I'm just supposed to rob this stuff. Do you have any idea who I am? I'm your Baron. That's great, I think. You know what? You should talk to Ivor first. Yeah, bye. Forgot about him being a nut job. Three wishes. I mean, I can't think whether there's anybody else on this bleeding map. I've lived out here. If I find myself with what I think is free time, I hard save and try leveling up a kingdom roll. Yeah. I mean, I think I've got free time at the moment until the scouts and whatnot call in. But it was more of a question of, so like, if you weren't managing the kingdom side, what does it... You know, is the game substantially shorter because you're not having to deal with the kingdom side of things and having to wait for certain things to occur? That's my quandary. So it's telling me to go there for Elven Absinthe or Berry Wine. See, it's telling me there to talk to Eileen. But who the hell is Eileen? Arlene. Bah. Priestess Gyar, Tessafu, Verdal. Oh, there you are. Greetings, Your Grace. It is an honor to have you here. Now I can deliver all kinds of magical rarities for you from all across Golarion. You may order something specific if you choose, or I can act on my own accord. As I said, nothing is impossible. Tell me about yourself. I don't really think that is necessary, Your Grace. You're such a good half-orc. I don't feel like pulling the wool over your eyes. However, I am afraid you won't believe any of my stories without at least some wool to smooth things over. How are things going in the shop? Very well, couldn't be better. You know, there are so many magic trinkets hunters in your lands. And they want to grab everything, be it an expensive bric-a-brac or sophisticated professional tool. But don't you worry, whatever your orders I receive, yours always comes first. Can I buy something from you right now? Sorry to disappoint you. Everything I have in the shop is has been ordered individually. That's how I do things. Let's discuss this exquisite item you can get only for me. Oh, Your Grace, this is so embarrassing. I love to, but there's something... I have an associate, shall we say. His name's Ollie. He's human. My gopher. Long legs, strong. He was due back with payment for a fat contract 3 days ago. I have a feeling that something has happened to him, or worse, that he fled with my money, which was promised as down payment to my partner for the rarity I procured for you. Ollie has a chest of gemstones stashed somewhere near the southern border. Without that, we're never getting your relic. Why, if only someone could find Ollie, maybe visit his family at Silver Step Lake, or talk to his wife, Lydica. You know, it doesn't feel right for me to request this of you, Your Grace. Describe Lydica for me, so I can find her. Yeah, pretty intense music for town there. How would I know what she looks like? I've never paid attention when Ollie talked about his family. Adorable, charming kids, his wife always waiting by the water for him to return from his adventures. Ugh. I know who it is. I was literally just there and looking for somebody. If you need to borrow money to pay your partner, I can help you out. I wish it was so easy, Your Grace. These aren't ordinary coins we're talking about. These are genuine gemstones, suitable for crafting magical items. I've been looking for them for so long and traded quite a valuable piece for them. I have to go. Bum. Do I need to return here? I don't need to return here.
That is not far.
I need to leave again. Come on, move faster. And leave. And accept. Whew. Sorry. A bit tired today. I don't know why. Alright. Apparently I've never been to Nalkeep, which is one of my towns. Suppose a trader could be there? Oh, that's the other thing that you can do. I've just remembered. See, I'm looking for chemo, and if I click on one of my towns, it tells me that Agra's armor shop is there. So Chemo isn't there. Kimmel's shop is there. Brocken's shop is there. Barask's weapon shop. Mim's jewelry shop. Nobody's working there. And now I think they're lying to me. I'm guessing it's not here. Yeah. Arlene's magical rarity shop is there. So... there's two people up this way. I think one of them is in the North Nile Marches, because it did say North Nile Marches in the quest text, as it were. Suppose one of the things is if you turned it on to auto-manage the kingdom mode, you could actually basically spend more time just going searching the country for these little question marks, most of which I've never actually been to, the extra stuff.
Tire.
Chemo. Charel. Chemo. Good day, Dio. What did you want to ask of me? You won't believe this. It's about her. She finally agreed to go on a date with me. I need to get ready. A hunter I know says you only need one thing to woo a lady. A gift. Maybe an emerald necklace would do? I wouldn't even know where to start looking for such a thing. Please, help me. I will repay you, I promise. You seem to put a lot of trust in this hunter's opinion. He talks a lot and the other villagers listen to him. Chemo bends over and whispers in a conspiratorial tone. To be completely honest, I sometimes think he's, you know, a bit slow. The elf gives a meaningful glance, his eyebrows raised high. But he has a lot of experience. He knows a lot of things that I have no idea about. Tell me exactly what you need. Well, I don't know. But surely something that can't be found in every shop and roadside tavern. So be it. I knew it. Chemo is happy as a cat that found a pot of cream. You're always so kind, and I will help you in return. You'll see. I'll come up with something so special. What did you want that flower so bad? Oh, I don't want to tell, but since you ask, it will be awkward if I refused. And what? Are you going to tell me or what? Well, the elf awkwardly picks at the ground with the toe cap of his boot. Chemo? Alright. I'm in love with the lady in the forest. I'm happy for you. Thank you. If only I could be as happy as well. The flower was for her. I cannot tell you who she is. But she has hidden herself from me. And that's what darkens my days. Where do you hail from, Chemo? Cronin, the land of the elves, the land of springs and forests. That's where I learned my craft. You would love it there. Everyone does. Why did you leave Cronin? Nobody made me leave. Chemo gives you an embarrassed look. I just woke up one day, looked out the window, and the road called, and I went. I was listening to the podcast of one of my favourite book series, The Wheel of Time, and heard Wizards of the Coast had made a tabletop game and was wondering if you'd heard of it. The Wheel of Time. I can't say that I have. I've heard of... I've heard some one of the problems with the wheel, because I have the feeling that I've played or at least looked at an RPG called The Wheel. It's one of those where it's all like, you know, there's so many damn games out there. Even games that I've played, I mean, for a while, a couple of years back, I think I played this role-playing game with about 5 other people for the best part of 3 months. Before the story came to a conclusion, we decided that the system was okay, but nothing particular special. We had a GM who liked messing around with independent systems. Nothing wrong with it. It's just, for me, it's like I tried to stick with systems that I'm aware of so that I can really get to grips with the lore and how the system works. He liked to flitter around between different systems. And so we played the system for like 3 months, and for the love of God, I cannot remember the name of it. So I might have heard of The Wheel of Time. I can't say that I've heard of a book called The Wheel of Time, but I might have heard of an RPG called The Wheel of Time. Right, so what do I need? We should help the clueless elf get a gift for her. Are you going to tell me what that gift might be? At all? You're going to give me a little pointer anywhere? I mean, I need to go there for something else. That's just... all quests are kingdom quests. Now let's head there. I'll figure out if I can help him out with his sordid love affair eventually. Why are we not stopping when I'm exhausted?
I tire.
Yes, I'm tired. Is it worth fighting? Don't move over there. Hide. I want to see what we're dealing with. Probably not a great idea, especially since... oh no, it's goblins. Turn around, leave. It is not worth dealing with those people. $78. 22 more to go and then I can stop running into all of them. Continue. Get tired already, Valerie. Get tired. There we go. Why are we not stopping to rest? It didn't prompt me to do so. Alright, camp camouflage. Are you any good at it? No, you're not. Right, so if I take you out of there, 16 or 17, you're actually better at it. You're better at hunting than Amory, and you're blind. Tristan, you do realize you're blind and possibly... okay, don't matter. Right, so take you out of there, 16 or 17. Minus 3 or 26. I'll take the 26 and you can be the 16. Books were finished by Branderson Anderson. I might have heard of him. I've heard of him. Just uttering his name might actually summon a crit commissions to the channel. He is one of her favorite authors. So. I mean, sticking with a regular system, there isn't actually regular changes to the main game, more often than not. It's just, can I get away with doing this? Crumbs. So, let's see if that actually sorts itself out. Are you looking in the right place? Yeah. Just over there you should see a pile of books. You know, with the white piece of paper in the background. That is a pile of books. That is everything related to Starfinder that I own. I put them in a pile because we were talking, me and a group of friends, about, you know, sort of like how many books Paizo actually publish. And I just sort of like put them all into one pile. And there's a lot of lore in there. You know, every character, and not even all of the characters that you'll come across in the thing, but you know, some of them have additional rules, some of them have additional feats. All of them have a lot of narrative, a lot of lore, and I find that's one of the reasons why I like Paizo products. You know, there's always more to be known. There, you know, even in this, it's given brief descriptions of most of the deities.
As expected, the Khalids know nothing about strategy and maneuvers. However, one can't deny they possess a certain resourcefulness and tactical ingenuity.
Don't be fooled. They're counting on their opponent taking them for idiots. Underestimating them is a mistake you only do once.
Yeah, it's quite a pile, and it's only going to get taller. I mean, it gets taller just about every month or so, simply because they come out with a new book. It's like 60 odd pages. So by sticking with the system, by reading all of the lore, you can get to grips with sort of like everything that there is to know. So when you're running a game, if I just so happen to introduce a new NPC, for example, if the players want to know more about them, it's like, okay, so here we have a follower of Desna. Their clothes are embroidered and have stylized butterflies on there, and you can really give a detailed description. And it's like, oh, you know, it's like, oh, you're a follower of Desna too, hey? Tell me what brings you to this town, and then you can start padding out a story because you know roughly where their mentality's at, because they're, you know, potentially this heritage and this religion and the rest of it. I don't know how long on average between editions of D&D. I couldn't say. It's just one of them things that I never really paid too much attention to. All I can do is go off roughly what I know, and that is back in the early 90s, there were CRPG games for Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Then in the late 90s, there was Neverwinter Nights, which was third edition. Then we jump ahead to... See, this is the problem. It's like Neverwinter, not Neverwinter Nights, but Neverwinter is an MMORPG which came out with 4th edition rules. And that was... Definitely 2015. And then now we've got, you know, 5th edition rules. So it's probably in the region of every 10 to 15 years that they come out with a new edition. The thing is, one of them, 4th edition, it didn't do very well. And so there's a lot of people that I feel that basically wanted to get out of that system. They started going over to other systems, and Dungeons and Dragons popularity diminished. A number of people went over to Pathfinder because they didn't like the new 4th edition rules. They preferred the 3rd edition rules, and so went over to Pathfinder, where they kept the 3rd edition rules going for another 10 years or so. And, you know, they've become a property in their own right, and have come out with their 2nd edition of Pathfinder rules, which is nothing like, quite literally nothing like any other RPG that I've currently seen. Don't get me wrong, I've not seen many, so that's not a very authoritative stance on it. It's just that, like, there are a few concepts that are just different and really good about 2nd edition Pathfinder. But at the same token, it's like, it takes a little bit of getting used to. So people didn't want to get used to 4th edition, which probably led Wizards of the Coast very quickly coming out with 5th edition. Now, 5th edition is very popular. It's been out about 6 or 7 years now, and it was in playtests for way longer before that. And because of the shows like Critical Role, Critical Role is the main one. There's a few others. There's Acquisitions Incorporated, which is headed up by the Penny Arcade crew. There's Wizards of the Coast do their own ones. I can't remember which ones they're currently doing. The only one that I remember is Dice Camera Action, but that one got axed after some of the players were doing dubious things. Go look into it. It was a whole controversy. I'm still not entirely sure where I stand on the whole thing, but the show's over. And then, you know, so all of these shows, they're current, they're ongoing, so if anybody says that they want to get into D&D, it's that D&D that they want to get into, and that's 5th edition. So there's a good chance that 5th edition is going to last longer than potentially any previous edition, simply by the popularity of it. And it's one of the things about role-playing games, it's all like, you know, like D&D, is all like they can just keep adding more and more content to it. Adding the occasional new rule, the occasional new class, the occasional new set of feats and spells, but just continue expanding the lore. So yeah, until the popularity of 5th edition starts to die off, and or it just gets far too long in the tooth. Because this is one of the other things that they tend to bring new editions out for, is when it gets so broken because of the complexities of understanding everything. For example, with Pathfinder Kingmaker, there was Octavia, where they were a rogue, they were a wizard. When I got to them, I was just going to level them up as rogue and wizard and see how it went. I stopped the rogue because the wizard seemed more useful, but then you introduced me to the concept of arcane trickster. That's a lot of information for somebody to process. Thank you for helping me out on that one. Whereas when it comes to, you know, sort of like all of these books that they keep on introducing, you know, the number of classes that there are in Pathfinder Kingmaker, is just astounding, but there's even more out there. And then finally, how these classes interact with each other is one of the more complicated things. All it takes is for somebody to realize, oh, if I take a level in this class, I get a +2 bonus to my attack roll that's a competency bonus. And if I take this class, I get a +2 bonus to my attack rolls, and it's a divine bonus. And I can take another class that gives me a +2 bonus to my attack rolls, and it's a morale bonus. And if I give them these equipments, then I can quite literally punch a god at 3rd level. That is where it starts to break down, because the people who write the books write them in such a way that they try to cover all bases, but the more they add in there, the more players will say, if I take 3 levels in this class and 2 levels in this class, then I end up with a brokenly overpowered character. And then trying to sort that out later down the line by saying, well, actually, this is a little bit broken, we want to change the rules in this fashion. It can get very ugly trying to convince a player that it's like, yeah, I appreciate that that's how the rules were written, but it wasn't what they really wanted to, where they wanted this class combination to go. So they've errated it, and now these things are separate and they don't stack. And people can quite rightly get very, no, I'd not changed Octavia to Arcane's Trickster until you pointed it out to me that it was useful. I was quite happy with Octavia, basically, because the first few levels of Octavia was like, okay, she's Rogue 2, Wizard 2, level up, she becomes Rogue 3, Wizard 2, and then it's like Wizard 3, Rogue 3, and then it was like, this Rogue level's not really doing much for me, so I stopped, and then I started just leveling the Wizard. Then you came along and said, have you considered the Arcane Trickster? I looked into it, and it's like, that is a nice combination. It's giving her all the things that I wanted about the Wizard, which was being a full caster class while maintaining and upgrading the abilities of the Rogue, but without giving her everything to do with the Rogue. So no, that one's all on you, and I appreciate it. But yeah, so when it gets massively overcomplicated, they start getting more and more difficult to introduce a new class. Scions are something that they want, I think they want to reintroduce back into D&D 5th edition. But trying to figure out how to get them to work with their minimalist rules concepts that they're currently going for in 5th edition, as well as making sure that it's not too similar to any other class. About 3 years ago, there was a Unearthed Arcana, which is what Wizards of the Coast use to playtest things, which include the psionics. And ultimately, those are refined, and after playtest and feedback, they're further refined, and eventually they might get published. 3 years ago, the psionics came out in the Unearthed Arcana. I do believe they have still yet to appear in published material. So yeah, it's a little bit hit and miss as to when they're going to come out with a new edition of D&D, or even, if they'll ever come out with a new edition. A woman with dark circles under her eyes watches you anxiously as you approach. When you come closer, she bows. Greetings, Your Grace. Do you know Lydica? She lives in this village. I'm Lydica. Has something happened? Do you know something about my husband? The woman's voice rings with fearing anxiety. Eileen sent us. She's looking for Ollie and said she said you might know where to find him. That greedy witch. It was her who sent my Ollie on that mission. If not for her, my husband wouldn't have dreamed of becoming rich. He wouldn't be slaving away for some wretch. She's been using him as a pack horse, always ordering him to deliver all kinds of stuff. I have no idea what her deal was, but I can feel it in my bones. No ordinary goods need to bypass guards and high roads in their delivery. I don't know where Ollie is. I've been racking my brain for what could have happened. He mentioned he was going to the southern border to grab something from some clef. He said that it was a desolate location, and that's where the package was. The package was safe there. Guess it turns out it wasn't safe after all. He's widowed me and orphaned our 2 children. He's gone. He's dead. I can feel it. He would just never. He would never just leave us to starve. Were you crying? May I help you? If only you could track down and punish my lost husband, the bastard. Oh, pardon my language, Your Grace. I've lost my temper. You see, Ollie is my husband, left on business a few days ago, and he's disappeared. I'm just so angry. And a little scared. I have to go and find him. Because there's something to do with a clef. This road is long. And off we go. Whose body is this? Why is there not an exit point here? Oh god. Screw it. Scramble up the cliff. You can make it. We gain 45 experience for scrambling up a cliff. Live. Near the barony's southern border, there's a cleft. Is that the Baldstones? Ironstone Gully?
I need to catch my breath.
Sure, let's go to the Baldstones and see if it's here. I think if I do ever play this game again, I'm going to be playing it with a guide. Just so that I can search for weird and wonderful quest things.
As it should be.
It's just in some cases, it's all like, you know, I appreciate that there is some degree of investigation that you might want to do. But it's not consistent in, you know, in some cases it will always give you a map marker and an exclamation point. In others, it's just like, yeah, it's somewhere on the southern border. And it's like, there is not a single red exclamation mark along the southern border. There's nowhere that I've discovered that's called the Clefts.
I'm hungry. When we stop?
We'll stop when Valerie stops. which seems to be nether. Now, if I go over, I'm going to try the Ironstone Gully first of all. There we go. Everybody's needing rest. Use rations. And go.
The Stolen Lands are a very strange place. There is so much injustice and pain here. But then there is honor, pride, valor, forgiveness, and atonement. Everything twisted up in a tight ball.
In this case, it's particularly bad in your humble opinion. Do you want to let me know where her husband is? I don't really feel like chasing it down, if you won't mind. Lost Dwarven knowledge. You found the secret location of the library in the abandoned keep. What secrets does it hide? I didn't actually read that. Strengthen Magar's skills as treasurer. So if I go to advisors and drop you out of there. Yeah, that is Magar. I strengthened him a little, but it's not enough to keep up with Jubiliost. Thing is, you don't know where Jubiliost can go until you actually take him out of there, and then, I don't know, he can only go there. Trade agreements. Again, I don't like it. Support the curator. That'll rank up culture, but takes me time. See, I'm tempted to do this one, but I have a bad feeling that a trade agreement with Patax is going to go terribly bad for me. This one's just far too expensive for what it's going to earn me. I mean, I guess these days I can actually afford a fair number of build points. Wouldn't be able to buy anything if I found it. Bottom right of the map. Like past the Forsaken Mound? Or are we talking the Valley of the Dead area? Because I don't think there's anywhere off the Valley of the Dead. I proceeded the quest before I was allowed to get into Varnhold and couldn't get there. Yeah, that was an annoying time when it was like, you can't go to Varnhold. Guards meet you. Loyalty is up, but the economy is down. Moved by the peasant story, the council immediately exempted them from taxes for the year. The villages and cities across the barony have begun to submit nearly identical petitions. I had a feeling that would happen if it wasn't Jubiliost who I sent on that job, but it couldn't wait, I'm afraid. Oh well. Right, Tristan, go deal with this. Oh, it's actually timed. Oh, he might be dead then. Approach, why not? I do wish there was more friendly encounters other than this skeleton. He does restock / change his stock. It's more of a refresh than anything. But yeah, I think if I was to play this again, it will be... I'll give Kingdom Management a turn off and see how it goes. And also, you know, when it comes to any of these quests, it's all like, look it up and it's like, oh yeah, that's where I need to go. Silly me. Although I'm guessing without the Kingdom Management, some of the quests don't actually function.
I'm hungry. When we stop?
Manage, use rations, but hunt and rest.
My elbow hurts.
It's because you're so hard on yourself. Try to rest sometimes. You don't have to practice every spare minute.
I mean, that was a brief conversation. So is it past the Forsaken Mound, or... Because I also see that this... Precipice Trails popped up. Don't know if that's a thing. But yeah, that particular part where it's like you can't get into Varnhold because the moment you try going into Varnhold, you just get guards escorting you to the capital, and it's like, but I want to go elsewhere within Varnhold. You need to move up to the front. Love the way it's all. Yep, that's a thing that's happened. Not entirely sure what thing it is, but it's a thing. Might have had Gulch in the name. Fair enough.
In due time.
This seems like a terrible idea.
I'm listening.
What are we looking at? No idea what one of them things is. Oh, it's a surprise round. Just bless everybody else. Lindsay, sing us a song and move forward. Ta-da! Belt of Physical Might. A side +2. And nothing more else in the cave. Well, it wasn't here. We've established that much. Ghost stone. Let's have a look at this. You hear a strange, faint humming noise, like a swarm of locusts in the distance. Then suddenly the noise rises to a painful shrieking in your ears. Suddenly you find out that you can make words in the din. The words are disjointed and hard to make out, but someone is clearly trying to speak to you. Help? Yes? Who are you, or what are you? Traveller, way home, friend, jester, jest, escape, trap, pain, wound, blood, powerless, blood, cold, heat, darkness, 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 light, predators, attack, run, loss. Drawing upon your arcane knowledge, you discern that the strange being, whatever it may be, has stumbled into a trap which turned out to be a portal, and was injured. You're not sure what predators are it mentioned, but they must have attacked the creature while it was on this side of the portal. Wish, home. Who are you talking to? Me? Octavia looks around with a raised eyebrow. There's no one here. Are you seeing things? Who are you? Who sent you here and why? Friend, jester, fae. What do you want? Stone, predators, multitude, mundane, multitude, powerlessness, help, defense, cleanup, path, home. You are able to piece the jumbled words together with some difficulty. Near as you can tell, the stranger is asking you to get rid of some mysterious predators that drove it away from the stone. Rescue, predators, banishment, death, reward, presents. Where is this stone you spoke of? Straight hill, top. I'll see what I can do. I'll go there now and take care of the predators. Home, wish, gratitude, presents. No idea who you're talking to just now, but it seems we're in for another adventure. Don't take this the wrong way, but have you lost your mind? You were talking to yourself. Are you sure that we should do whatever you were talking about with your invisible interlocutor? No, it's a terrible idea. But that's why we're going to do it. Because sometimes the terrible ideas are the most entertaining ones. The goblin is staring at you, grasping his weapon tightly. His wide face is covered in mud, while grass and twigs can be seen poking from behind his ears. The goblin steps back a bit and brandishes his weapon, but half-heartedly. He doesn't seem eager to fight. In a heartbeat, you realize the goblin is not alone on the hill. Others, many others, all smeared in clay and disguises with grass and moss, are lying motionless on the slope. Strangely, they don't attack. They are doing their best to remain still and blend in with the grass. Don't be afraid, I want to talk. What are you doing here? The goblin glances around, then responds, his voice raspy. Need food. Catch Lot's legs. Taste fat, tasty Lot's legs. The goblin licks his lips, smiling. Oh, poor thing. Look how thin he is. Although goblins do look raw-boned all of the time. But these must be desperate if they're starting eating spiders. Seen anything strange around here? Fat Lot's legs. Never seen such fat before. The goblin grins widely and licks his lips. What is that stone on the hill? It's shrine. It burned. No touch. I saw a lot of fat spiders. I mean, lots legs. Somewhere over there. The goblin is yelling wildly, eyes aglow, spittle flying out of his mouth. Half-heads come, lots legs for all, follow me! And they run off for that. And now here comes the spider. Help, path home, friend. Joy, friend. Incredible. You get to see so many wonders in these lands. So you were the one who the goblins were after. Predators, murder, fear, hide and seek. You're limping. Are you hurt? Agreement, pain, enemy, run, loss. By the gods, what are you? Traveller, passerby, lost, wandering. What is your name? The email emits a series of sharp clicks in varied pitch. Most likely, this is its name, but you will be hard-pressed to repeat it. Where have you come from to our world? The creature in front of you is silent for a few moments, and then speaks. Multitude, fey, primeval. The path is clear. I hope you find a way back. Farewell. Gratitude, farewell. I'm going to take the mushroom.
Anything else?
The stone surface is covered in mysterious writing, but what interests you more is the stone isn't a stone at all, but a sealed portal from the looks of it. But it seems to be failing. A lesser wand of restoration. Nice. And a composite short bow. +2. Not bad. Did I get much XP for all of this? I got 90 for bluffing the goblins. Hmm. 360 for finding the goblins. His corpse looks as if it was beaten to death with clubs, hammers, and it has a number of broken bones and bruises, mostly on the shins and knees. Okay. So I got a little XP out of that. Just another... slowly getting there. 30,000? Well, I have overrun the end of my stream. I didn't mean to do that. I was keeping an eye on the time as well. It's like, oh yeah. Got a few more minutes, and then the spider turned up and it was like, oh, well, there goes that. Rightio, I think I'm gonna continue along this road and see where this ends up. Still looking for the husband. But alas, our time has come to an end. And we shall have to take this back up on Thursday. At the new time, 8 PM English time, GMT? GMT, I think we call it. So, I thank you all for joining me. I also play Cyberpunk 2077 on Mondays. I play Pathfinder Kingmaker Tuesdays, Thursdays. I play Hitman 3 on Fridays, and I join another streamer called MyCat_UK on Saturdays to play co-op games with him over on his channel. Details and times for all of mine is in the schedule below. Best to check it out there because it'll adjust it for your time zone. And we are now going to be raiding my friend Hearthsinger Games, who is playing Baldur's Gate 3 and playing a druid, just to give that a test out. So if you all want to jump on the raid with me, and we shall go say hi. If nothing else, taddy bye for now.